Let me load up this next pitch deck to really take a look. Here we go. I want to make sure I do this in order. My apologies if you're waiting on a review. Bit of a backlog. Let's look at this one. Ship your AI app in minutes. Fastro. Here's my first fundamental problem with this cover slide is the tagline speaks to the customer rather than the investor. Let's just be pedantic about this. If I'm an investor and I don't need to ship an AI app in minutes, this means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. Now, it could mean a lot to the customer. If you got a customer sitting there waiting there and they are going to need you to help ship their app, AI app in minutes versus hours, great. But how do you fix this to speak to an investor? It's very simple. All you got to do is take this out and say a faster way to ship apps or a platform that helps ship apps in 10% of the time, something along those lines. The platform to launch AI apps in shorter periods of time. Just something very straightforward. Be very, very straightforward. Don't be clever. Be completely clear. And don't talk to the customer. Talk to the investor. That is my advice. Right away. Let's continue moving along. The problem slide, which I'm expecting, is shipping apps is slow. Takes $150K to deploy, 4 weeks setup time, AI ops expertise required. Shipping AI apps is slow. All right. Now, I know nothing about this, and this is another potential issue that you're going to run into. And I know I've got some people in the audience right now. I've looked at your pitch decks, and if you assume or you take for granted your audience or the investor has the technical knowledge or the insider understanding of what you're doing, then you're going to miss out on a huge amount of opportunities. You're taking a massive risk. So I have never shipped an AI app before. I've shipped an app before, never shipped an AI app before. And I'm going to take it upon good faith that you know what you're talking about. And I don't think right away, even if with my limited knowledge, I don't think that it takes $150K just to ship an AI app. I'm confused of the terms, right? I'm confused. Is this actually a real thing? 4 week setup time, like how AI ops experience expertise required. This is a very amorphous problem statement, and it's typically what happens. First, you've got an opinion right at the top. Something is broken. This sucks. It's slow. It's bad. And then you've got some bullet points to try and prove it, and we're completely lost. Don't do that. Let's have one big sentence and explain to us who you're talking to, right? So say your customer is the development team to ship an AI app, and you say teams developing AI apps take 4 to 6 weeks extra time and spend an extra $150,000 to ship an app, something like that. You want to test that out. But you see how I combined everything in one sentence versus bullet points? Because when I'm looking at this and you give me all these bullet points, I ask myself, well, which one do you want me to focus on and which one are you trying to solve? Shipping apps is slow, $150K to deploy. That's 2 points right away. So now this time is slow. Expertise required. Well, wait a second. Is the $150K because you have no expertise? Is it slow because you have no expertise? Is the problem that most AI apps teams don't have the expertise to deploy AI apps? I don't know. The fact that I even have to ask these questions means this pitch deck is not clear as far as the problem statement. So remember, one sentence and put in who the user is, the problem that they have, size and the scope, severity of the problem if they don't solve the problem, and then you'll be fine. So this statement needs to be re-engineered. Next, let's look at the solution here. Build your product, not tooling. First of all, what if I'm an investor, I'm not building a product? Once again, you're going to see me get testy with this because you're talking to the investor, not the consumer, and this is talking to the customer. So you're pitching me. So if I'm building an AI app, great. I'm going to listen to this, but build your product, not tooling, automate infrastructure, eliminate dependency on AI apps, ops expertise, save weeks and massive costs. What does all that mean? If I'm building an AI app, maybe I know what that means, but what does that mean for the investor? So your problem and solution should be connected, and that's what you want to do. So let's, for example, let's pick something. Let's say shipping an AI app costs on average $150,000. Let's just say that, all right? Out of the millions of apps that will be shipped, on average, they will spend an extra $150,000 for a total of $15 billion or something like that. If cost is the problem, then the solution is going to be we can ship AI apps. We built a platform that ships AI apps for $15,000, right? 10x solution. I'm just making all this stuff up because I have no idea if this is actually what we have to do here. But if you're solving a problem, and I'm saying this over and over again, I'm a broken record. If you're solving a problem, that's something is 1 million people spend $10 billion a year because something is slow, expensive, and manual, then your solution better be we solve this problem. We do this for all those 10 million users in a way that's fast and it's automated and costs 10% of what it would normally cost. You see how the problem and solution are connected? That's the reason you want to run this through the mom test and find out, will the average rich person's mom understand exactly what your solution is? And in this case, I didn't understand the solution. Build your product, not tooling. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me. So automate infrastructure, you're talking to the customer. So it should be our platform allows AI teams or AI apps team to deploy apps at less cost, faster, and without expertise, something like that. Let's move on. Tackling a 40 billion opportunity. Okay, 40 billion US AI server market. How do I know that's your market? If that's 40 billion that's spent on AI servers, why is that your market? Unless you're solving the problem to do with AI servers, I know AI compute is really expensive. Well, then tell me that AI compute is super expensive. Say for an AI app, the average compute is going to be $150,000. And then maybe this TAM works. And then you got 311 billion enterprise market of what? This is not your market. I'm going to tell you right now. You've taken a top-down analysis, and that's where founders get burnt. They go, and let me tell you, it's a little bit of laziness, and they go top down, and they say, based on our Gartner report or Pew Research, the cybersecurity industry is $3 trillion. Resource-constrained orgs, data scientists, and researchers, how is that a market? Learn to understand how to do a top-down analysis. Then you want to do a bottom-up analysis and talk about your users, and then maybe introduce value theory analysis. Some startups need to do this because it's not clear, cut, and dry. Let's figure it out. Let's do a bottom-up. How many AI apps are going to be deployed? Let's say you've got 1 million AI apps. And instead of $150,000, you are going to charge 10% of that. You're going to charge 1.5K. So that would mean your total market, addressable market, is a million times 1.5 thousand, which is $1.5 billion, right? Not $40 billion, not the AI server market, not the enterprise market. Learn how to do a proper market analysis and you'll be fine. And I've got videos on my channel, the EdK99 channel, on how to do a proper TAM, SAM, SOM, learn how to do that. Next, ship your AI app in 3 steps. This could be a how it works. AI app, you're talking to the customer, bad, talk to the investor. So you would say teams can now deploy their AI app in 3 steps. They can connect their AI model, choose their GPU, and click start. Now, I have no idea how this solves the problem of it being less costly. Is there infrastructure involved in this? So I appreciate how simple this is trying to be. Makes no sense. If I can't understand the journey, it's not going to help. Margin-based meter pricing and pay per seat. Margins 21% to 67% plus 15% possible from dedicated. So now we're talking about hardware. I don't understand. When did hardware come into this? Enterprise 4K a month for 6 users, usage costs. Single user 35 month for what, right? You're seeing what's happening here. Early revenue, 300% month over month growth. All right, if you're making 300% month-over-month growth, then you are blasting off your unicorn. I don't believe you. 300% month-over-month growth in what? Now, if you're telling me you went from 1 customer to 3 customers, okay, yeah, that's 300%. But now you're just embellishing, and founders are going to do this often, and investors flat out go, yeah, I don't really believe that this is actually happening here. All right, let's see. This is the perfect hosting solution for what we're building. USF research. Okay, so here we have hosting. Are you saying you host AI apps? Then tell me that's the problem. Hosting is a problem. You guys are mission critical for running my AI Copilot quickly and seamlessly. All right, so it's AI hosting. Maybe it's AI compute. Therefore, I go all the way back. The problem and solution doesn't make sense whatsoever. You saw how quickly I got lost in this? This is the issue. Let's move on here. More user channel sales. This would be a go-to-market strategy. Now for customers, expand user support existing VPCs, one sales hire, raise seat. Looks more like a roadmap. How are you expanding user channels? You're not explaining to me how you're going to do this, right? How are you going to do all these things? And that's what an investor is going to look at. Just putting that there is not enough. 18 years, $1 billion in platforms. What does that mean? There's a lot of hyperbolic numbers here. You're telling me 1 billion, you better give the proof. 10 plus years engineering leadership experience. That's really good. Led development platform handling 481 million. Which one? Okay, give me a logo. Okay, 8 plus years experience software engineer. Where? Led initiative core development of platform handling 800 million. Where? What? What does that $1 billion mean? 18 plus years experience. All right, now we're really pushing it. You are really pushing it in here. Raising $1 million to reach 70K MRR after 12 months. Okay, this is good because you said we're raising X to reach Y milestone in Z timeframe, right? Now, I do not like there's no reason for me to understand or believe that you're going to reach 70K MRR based on everything I'm saying. I have no idea what this business is. 70K MRR in hosting, on top of which, all this stuff here, like branding and design, like just get that out of there. Operations, 10%, sales, product development. Yeah, it's just not enough information. And all those big hyperbolic numbers, I don't believe you. So be careful. You better back it up. Thank you. All right. So that's how we are doing that pitch deck. So again, for those of you out there, if you got questions, let me know. But I'm going to send this pitch deck review. Overall, here's what I'm going to say is it's not clear. It is not clear. You have not put in the work to try and communicate the message, go back to idea validation, define the problem, and communicate the problem in a way that investors understand. Talk to the investor, test the problem statement, and say, hey, does this make sense for the investor? And investor says, I don't know what this term means. I don't know how it works. Then flat out, you have to go back to the drawing board. Then make sure your solution matches it. And if you've already got traction, if you're already people, you're already hosting their apps, you better explain that. And here's the best part. If you already have a user, then ask them what the problem is that you're solving, right? Don't just make it up. If they just say, yeah, this company came in, I chose you because you can host my AI app for 10% less, then that's your problem. AI app hosting is expensive. Simple. We made it 10% cheaper. Done. Here's how we've done that. Done. Straightforward. Maybe you got special software to plug it all in and you don't have to do all the engineering requirements and all that good stuff. Who knows? Maybe you're launching AI apps on behalf of people. Maybe you've got one of those systems where people can low code launch AI apps. I don't know, but ask the users what the problem is. Don't just make stuff up and expect the investor to believe you when you're throwing out those big honking numbers. It's not going to be worth it. It's not going to be healthy. All right. So let me go in, but appreciate you sending your deck.